Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Recently I realised that I have never featured a single centipede on this channel, so today we're going to start by seeing what they can do to someone.
Ah! Oh! Full envenomation, full envenomation. Oh God! Oh, it burns! I gotta put it down. Help me with the snake hook, Lockie.
There's a reason I hate handling centipedes, and I often use a stick to get them to climb onto it, because one of their main features of their venom, for some species at least, is intense pain.
Ah! Ah!
You okay, Mark?
No! No, I'm not. This is so bad, guys. Time to learn where the giant Asian centipede ranks on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. The giant Asian centipede deserved the intimidation score it gets, which is a perfect 10 out of 10. Pain is where the centipede soars up the ranks of the BSI. I have to give it the respect of another perfect 10 out of 10.
Perfect 10 out of 10, I'm not surprised. Looking at that thing, it's huge. The fangs that you see on a centipede are really interesting because technically we can call them fangs now if we want to. We can say that it bites, but in an evolutionary sense they're not derived from mouth parts, they're derived from limbs. They were the first pair of limbs and they're called maxillipeds or forcipules or toxiconaphs, and they are a highly specialized, unusual pair of appendages.
Can't hold him because you said he's too. Whoop.
Oh, you still got on video?
Yeah. Kelvin said if he bites me, it's what? You said it's excruciating?
Yeah, it's venomous, excruciating. If I can get him in, there you go. But, yeah, these guys are venomous, like all set. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, he's doing it.
No, it's a dry bite, so what he's doing is he's just letting me know I can hurt you, but he's not injecting any venom. There we go.
That was Kelvin Wiley, and just so you know, even if it did envenomate him, he wouldn't freak out in the slightest. He is not bothered. On his channel he handles all kinds of arachnids and myriapods and other bitey bugs, and he knows a lot about them and he really understands them. It's quite interesting to see. Typical lizards. So iguanas do have great vision. They've got great colour and UV vision for distinguishing different types of fruits and vegetables, but in all fairness to the lizard, her toenails did match the colour of the cherry quite well.
You got this.
Is it cold?
It's always a bad idea. Always.
Sugar, you drink so good.
You got no more phobia. Don't worry. I don't want to get happy. Sorry. Don't worry.
What a lot of reptiles, invertebrates, bugs, smaller animals, even some rodents, etc. have instinctively is negative geotaxis. That means travelling or climbing the opposite way to gravity, and that means climbing up. So lots of snake keepers at home would have been watching that clip and knowing that the boa was probably going to climb up towards its face. It's just something that they do and you have to be aware of.
Okay guys, look at this. All the froggies are jumping over here. There's so many froggies over here.
I know there's lots of people in the comments who are going to be saying, oh, how could you not see a rattlesnake, etc. The only excuse I could make for that kid is that if I was going towards a body of water in America, I would be looking towards the bank for turtles, so...
The next day.
What you saw there was someone rescuing the king cobra. That's a guy who's got an account on Instagram and shows what he does studying these animals, so he wasn't just wrangling it for fun. But in any case, that was possibly the angriest king cobra I've ever seen.
Fight for your life.
I mean, it's just a leg, right?
Yeah, it's just a leg.
I think it's a little male.
Yeah.
That's usually.
It looks like.
So many questions here.
Yeah.
Not women.
Yeah, not William. William tends to hang out in this cooler corner. Little cattail.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm not sure how this one happened because alligator snapping turtles rarely come onto land, but it could have been a smallish female that had come up to lay some eggs. I can't see her tail, so I can't tell. And the alligator might have just taken a chance and thought, hey, I'll have a munch on that, see what happens. They do that with turtles sometimes, and often you'll see an alligator chew on a massive turtle and get nowhere.
I know all you guys on the internet think that these are not tadpoles and they're actually mosquitoes, but I have rescued tadpoles before and I know what they look like. So here's an update. Okay, they're getting bigger. You can see them all swimming. I'm sorry, these are not mosquito larvae. These are tadpoles. You can clearly see their big heads. There's a lot of them. Yay! The tadpoles are surviving!
So those were quite obviously not tadpoles, because if they were tadpoles, they'd look like tadpoles. They were mosquito larvae. The only thing I can't tell about that clip is whether she was actually just trying to rage bait or if it was serious. I hope she wasn't serious. Another Russell's viper catch, almost going wrong. I think that might be the snake I'm most afraid of because I just think their aim is so good. It's like they plot their moment to strike, and then when they do strike, they go straight for the hand, and they're just 100% accurate every time, it looks like.
Arizona, and they are, like the colors lead you on to believe, pretty venomous. Ah!
Oh.
Pretty venomous. Envenomated by that centipede. And it's not as bad as people would lead you to believe, but I didn't get really maybe a full dose.
So that isn't the same species of centipede as earlier, but the desert centipede does have the reputation for having a very powerfully painful bite.
Bad. It's not as bad as people would lead you to believe. It is. It kind of feels like maybe I hit my hand on something, but it's not that bad. And it looks like a swollen, like maybe like a mosquito bite. And she just left like a little mark. It doesn't hurt when I pinch it. And I can move my fingers. So it just feels like I hit my hand. Really not that bad.
Well, that mild-mannered lady seemed to deal with the bite quite well. Maybe she's just a little bit tougher than the man screaming earlier.
Oh, there he is. What are you? What the fuck? That's a red-bellied. What the fuck? He is incredible.
Aww. Get him out. I want to see you. Oh my god.
Oh, come on, bud.
Oh. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, so here's what a typical red-bellied black snake looks like, and here's what that one looked like. You'll notice that it looks nothing like it's supposed to. That's because colour and pattern in reptiles is controlled by just a handful of genes, and these genes are subject to random mutations within the population, which leads to aberrant specimens who look nothing like the description of your local venomous species.
I see his head shaking, he's smelling everything, and he either wants me or food.
I don't know why, but this clip already feels sort of tense and chaotic for me. It's got that energy behind it.
One or the other. See? I already could tell, I could tell by what he was doing. He tried to grab me. He tried to lock me up. I know it smells like food, but you're not eating right now. The black mamba. Come on, man. Let go. I know it smells like chickens, it smells like quails. Quit trying to grab me so you can kill me.
Personally, I just don't like those grow tents. I don't know why, I don't have any good evidence they're bad, I just instinctively don't like them. Enclosure type is another thing that causes arguments all the time in the reptile hobby.
There's no way I'm looking at that right now. Oh, it took me so many years, even though I never actually tried. Holy shit. Dude, I just realized there's a fucking ringneck right next to him. I didn't see that till just now. Dude, he's fucking doing it. He's fucking eating the ringneck snake. Holy shit. He really did it. I backed off long enough. I never get to see predation events. And I think at this point, I can call that curse broken, dude.
Copperheads are an interesting example of a group of species that are extremely successful, in part because they're generalists in their diet. They'll eat anything, they'll eat bugs, they'll eat ringneck snakes, they'll eat rodents, they'll eat amphibians, they'll eat birds. They really don't care, and when they're young they'll eat stuff like grasshoppers and then transition to vertebrates later on in their lives. And that kind of adaptability just helps a species spread. They have a massive range. Nice. I haven't featured any big animals on the channel for a little while now. I think I might have to do a Taurons video again soon. That was from an account by a guy called Caveman Rob, and he's basically a safari guide, so as such he gets to go out and spot animals like that, and that was a black striped coral snake, which is really cool because on top it looks really drab, but when you upset it, it flips over, it shows off these ventral aposematic colours, which remind you that it is a coral snake, but it also combines the colours with a movement which is supposed to startle you, and I think that's quite effective.
The world's smallest serpent is also a super snake. In reality, certain aspects of its behavior are just as interesting as those of its close but giant relatives. For this tiny creature, a dewdrop is a huge watering hole, enough for several days.
Very interesting to see. I've always wondered about blind snakes and drinking because I've always found them under flat rocks and stuff like that. You rarely see them just out and about. So I wondered about whether they do come out eventually to drink. And I guess they do. It's just that I've been unlucky so far. Not the most dignified response, but a good example of how flexible a caiman can be.
Hast du schon mal eine Klapperschlange eine Garnele fressen sehen? Keine Sorge, ich bis vorgestern auch nicht. Und um ehrlich zu sein, dachte ich...
So what you're watching here is actually a southwestern speckled rattlesnake in captivity eating a shrimp. And that is not their typical food.
Ja, und Pongo ist vor allen Dingen eins. Sehr neugierig. Immer, wenn ich meine Strumpfbandnattern im Terrarium nebenan füttere,
his buddy's even coming in to join in.
Es gibt. So kam es auch schon mal dazu, dass Pongo ein Stück Hühnerherz gefressen hat. Bei den Garnelen war ich mir diesmal aber ziemlich sicher, dass keiner der beiden, weder er noch seine Frau Perdita, drangehen würden. Naja, sagen wir einfach, auch ich kann nicht immer recht haben. Während Pongo noch verdutzt...
What you need to know about the southwestern speckled rattlesnake is that they're mostly an inland species. They live in deserts, and they don't live by the coast very often, so seafood isn't part of their regular diet. But snakes have such good chemoreception with their forked tongue, their Jacobson's organ, and they have such a highly developed olfactory bulb in their brain that they can smell something and sort of think, you know, this has proteins, this has fats, this smells like something that could sustain me, and they will just try stuff. In captivity, it's a little bit hard to predict. There's long been this idea that only male ball pythons like to eat birds, but I've got female ball pythons, for example, that will go absolutely mad for chicks or quails. You just never know. Sometimes if you have pet snakes, it's good to try a variety of foods for them. That's 100% real.
Hi guys. I know it sounds crazy, but please don't kill this creature if you see it. It is actually good for you. This is a house centipede. And yes, I get it. They look kinda creepy, especially when they start to run with all those legs moving at lightning speed. But these leggy guys are natural pest controllers. They hunt down and eat all the stuff that you usually don't want lurking around, like spiders, ants, roaches, and flies. Think of them as your home's mini exterminators, and they can do it very efficiently with their 30 long wobbly legs that can sprint across the surface. So how fast are house centipedes? Well, they're clocking at about 40 cm per second, which is basically Olympic speed for a little critter like this. And do they bite? Well, technically, yes.
House centipedes are technically beneficial, but I know there's a lot of people that don't enjoy finding them. They've even started to crop up in the UK now, which is interesting. I found one on a leaf in Borneo years and years ago, but it was about that big. It was absolutely massive. And I wanted to pick it up and play with it, but I just realised I was a bit too chicken at the time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll be back again next week.